R.I.P. Minnesota Timberwolves, too.
I had to get them out of here.
Yo, rest in piss.
Yeah, and big congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks going to NBA Finals.
Yes, sir. But listen, y'all, we got another illustrious guest in the building. Everyone
adjective.
Yeah, everyone make some noise for Cody DeCamry.
What up, baby?
Ahoy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for being here with us, man.
No, appreciate having me. Like, honestly, no, I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even know you and Bailey already knew each other for real.
Yeah, no, I've been knowing Bailey for a while.
20s.
Yeah,
out here.
Yeah, early,
shit.
yeah, early, like crazy, like
kids.
Chicago partying.
Yes,
so,
literally that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody's an amazing rapper. I was listening to his music all week. Today I deep dived your shit for real.
Yeah, all right, for sure, man.
So we finna get into it, man.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, you want to tell people where, like, your origins. I hate to always start like that, but listen, Sko's your brother, because first of all, bro, I did not know that shit for real.
That's my blood brother.
Yeah, big shout out to Sko, man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, face value alumni, for real.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's funny, me and him, like, I've been making music for a while. I've been in the music for a while. Play saxophone, started playing sax.
Oh, facts, me too.
Yeah, started playing sax in third grade. You
What,
know,
alto?
shout out to CPS. No, tenor.
I played tenor too,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
boy.
Started off on tenor. That was it. Straight tenor the whole time. So playing saxophone, always was into music. And then in high school, my homie had showed me how to make beats on Fruity Loops. And I was just like, all right, for sure, man. Like, I like making beats. And so we did a bullshit ass song. Not to embarrass anybody or nothing. The song was called "Y'all Ain't Talking About Sucking No Dick."
Can you spit any of the bars from that right now?
Man, and so like, y'all ain't talking about sucking no dick. Y'all ain't talking about getting drunk. Y'all ain't talking about hitting this bitch. What the fuck? Y'all ain't talking about. And so it was just like
The new Two Live Crew.
Yeah, it was a crazy ass like spam song for like us and the homies and shit.
Hell yeah.
And so we just started making remixes to it, and one of the remixes, my little brother had got on and shit, and he like was actually like writing bars, and I was like, bro, you like 10 years old, you're not supposed to be like actually put together bars and shit, you know. I'm in high school, we just bullshitting, and so you know, we went through some family tragedy and things like that, and he was going through a different point in his life with stuff. And, you know, he plays basketball. And the one thing that I always try to promote when people are struggling in one art form is to find another one. And so to me, the way that I define art is anything that you can do or create that evokes emotion.
Yeah,
and
on my
so
soul.
even like your sport or whatever talent that you have, it's like, that's art. That's a form of art. Mm-hmm. And so while he was going through one thing in one form of art, I was like, yo, just pick up another form. And one of the things I felt like he was good at that you never really expanded upon was the music. And so,
wow.
Yeah, that's how you kind of got into that. Sick. And then, yeah, going back to me and my origin, like I said, was always into music, started making music, and I was making beats. And so, like, when I was in college, I was trying to get people to get on the beats, making beats.
What were you making beats on?
FL.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
FL for life.
Nothing better.
Pirate gang for life. So as I was making beats, and people were like, yo, these beats is dope, bro. The beat's so fire and shit like that. I'm like, cool. He's like, I was in the South, like in school. People always like, I wouldn't know what to do with this stuff. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, how can you tell me something is so good, but then you don't know what to do with it? And so after constantly getting that over and over and over again, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just show you guys what to do on this thing. Mm-hmm. And so I just started rapping over the beats, trying to sell the beats. And so people were like, I just like this song, bro. Like, you should just like start like rapping and putting shit out. And so finally, like after like doing that for a bit, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to put together an album. And then I came out with my first shit. It was called $3 Mic Music. I named it that because that first song that we recorded, the Y'all Ain't Talking About song, I bought a microphone from a thrift store and it was $3. And so I was just like, I used to just bullshit around and rap on that. And so I made the album $3 Mic Music.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, yo.
What a great origin story. Oh my gosh. Trying to sell the beats. We were like, wait, okay, like this, right? Like, you guys could use it like this. And they're like, damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. No.
I'll say that's how I usually start for people. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers, they either make beats or they rap. They be like, I need somebody to get on these beats. I'm gonna start rapping.
Yeah.
Like I started making beats because I needed some beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's how it is. It's just like, honestly, the one thing with hip hop is there's really no definitive line with all the different jobs in it, because it's like, if you're rapping, you're going to end up making beats at one point. If you're making beats, you're going to end up rapping at one point. If you're a manager, you're going to end up doing some other parts in it. So it's like, when you talk to everybody that's in this scene, they've always worn several different hats. So it's just, that's just the nature of it, you know?
Yeah, and it's like the hat's expanded and expanded every day.
Exactly. Now you got a big ass sombrero. That's it.
Do you really think it's that inevitable? Like, if you rap, you're eventually gonna make beats. Do you think it's like? Do you feel like it's really that cut and dry?
I mean, just look at most of the people that are like artists right now.
Yeah.
Like, they've always dabbled in some other type of area. Like, one of my favorite producers is The Alchemist, but it's Alchemist has always been in the studio rapping, because it's like, I'm in a studio with all these rappers all the time.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to eventually get on board and just doing something. Somebody's gonna be chilling with you one day and they'll be like, yo, bro, just spit some shit.
Yeah.
Or do whatever, you know?
Or just like I never asked to be an engineer. Like it was just
You just get behind the board and just start doing it.
I
I'm
know how
like, man, I
to do
gotta
it
do
for
this.
real.
Yeah.
We was just talking about The Alchemist the other day. I don't know who I was with. I was like, gee, when I first heard The Alchemist, he was a rapper. I ain't that nigga was making no
Yeah,
sounds.
people forget that he started out rapping for real.
Exactly.
Yeah,
with
first
Cypress Hill and them sold us out.
Oh yeah, with Cypress Hill.
Yeah, I did not know that shit. Perry had to tell me that. I only knew Alchemist as a producer. And it was like crazy shit. But then Perry was like, you know these songs. Like, but like that Hold You Down song. Like,
Oh yeah.
Exactly. It's just a natural progression and stuff. Like, the more you're around something, you're eventually going to fall into it. You know? It's just like, same thing as like, you're not going to hang around like a bunch of smokers and then all of a sudden not smoke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like motherfuckers gotta be content creators and shit now. Like I never wanted to be a content creator.
Alas, here we are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2024.
We have to do that now.
But wait, okay, so it goes into what I was gonna ask you, right? Like, so talk about the song Hendrix.
so yeah.
Great song, by the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. No, I definitely appreciate that. I had stopped making music for a long time. So I had came up with this album called Blase back in the day, and it was pretty popular, like amongst people in the city and stuff. But I always tell people the same way, you know, like I wasn't focused. I was arrogant. I thought like my talent superseded everything, and I was very like highly emotional. So when things weren't happening the right way, I would like lash out and like do weird shit, and I got mad, and I was like, you know what? People don't deserve this music. Like, I'm going to quit until I get the recognition that I think I deserve. Clearly, that doesn't make sense. But then, you know, I was arrogant. You know, you do dumb things when you're thinking from a certain point of view. And so, yeah, a lot of things started happening. Just fell out of music completely. Some more life stuff started happening. My mom ended up getting sick. And like one of like the last things she told me, like before she left Earth, she was like, I want you to get back into doing music. So just like literally like maybe a couple weeks after she had passed, one of my homies from from college that I used to make music with, he reached out to me just out of the blue. He's like, bro, we haven't spoken in years. What's going on with you? Explained everything that was going on in my life. And he was like, we need to get you back making music then. Like, you can't like let this last dying wish, you know, die. And so he flew out from Portland to Chicago. We bought some studio equipment and we just got to cooking. And so one of the joints that I had came up with was this Hendrix joint. I had to go away for a bit, and then we ended up getting the song remixed with this producer, one of his friends named Solomon out of Portland. And then that was basically it. You know, he laid down fire track, and just like when I heard it, I was like, this is like one of the ones, you know?
Sick.
Like, it's fire.
It's a great song, and it has really cool energy. And just hearing that story, now thinking about this song, it does sound like a song like rising out of an ego death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, you know, because one thing, like, I will say is, like, I've gone through a lot over these past couple years.
Yeah.
I've dealt with a lot of loss. I've dealt with a lot of pain. I've caused a lot of pain. I was incarcerated for a while. And so the way that, like, all this stuff was forming, I've just constantly been trying to constantly find myself over and over and over again, but find myself in a new place. So some of the music that I've been making has been an expression of just release, but also a lot of it has been me trying to express who I am now. And like how you said, like that rising up again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very well said. I wanted to say like so obviously this song, it means something to you very deeply, but I was noticing on your Instagram, do you have like, so there's like these haikus that I was seeing, and it goes back to what you were saying about being a content creator, Barry. Like I'm seeing you make a visual to like help push the song, and like, so where did that concept come from, especially like what Perry was saying, like we didn't sign up to be content creators, but I see that you've set, you know, your stuff up to like capture it, you know, edit it and make it that certain reel for like Instagram. Then you have like the haiku in the caption. Like where did you get that concept from, and how comfortable was it to try to get into your content bag and like, you know?
So the content bag is definitely not an easy thing for me because, you know, us of like a certain age, it's like you focused on something and then you tried to outsource it to somebody else. And so the way everything happens now is like you have to make sure that you're the one that's doing everything. So like with me, I kind of looked at content as a basketball player, where it's like I just have to go to the gym and put up my shots. And so my shots are just like, all right, put a piece of content out there and see what it does, see what resonates and stuff with you. So with the haikus, it was like when I was locked up, I was talking to, you know, my homie Nick, and then I have a manager named Mark, and we were just constantly trying to come up with different ideas of things that I can do while I was away that can possibly translate into more content so that, you know, the social presence and things wouldn't die. And so one of the things that I came up with were the haikus. And so I just started writing a bunch of haikus and stuff when I was locked up. And so, you know, I want to continue that series because to me, it's a nice, cool art form, and it's something that can be used a bunch of different ways. And just the way that I started with actually doing that piece of content idea is because it was like, that's my crib, you know, where I'm at and shit like that. I've came a long way. It's like, yo, like I was like literally like sleeping on a metal cot with a fucking piece of styrofoam this big and shit, to now I'm like on the 17th floor of a condo in the South Loop and shit.
Let's
looking
go.
out the window, seeing like the Sears Tower and everything like that. You know, so it's just like
with beautiful garments on. I see you, baby.
man, I mean,
We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
I really be chilling. That's the one thing though.
We'll get there for sure.
Chilling, yeah. But yeah. It was like the haikus were an expression of where I was, but also showing like where I am now. And they were always thoughts of me in the future and stuff. And so it's just like being able to actually live that future and show what that future is and still be able to put out that old piece of content. I feel like it's dope and it really resonates. And to me, like people that talk to me about my social and stuff, they talk to me about those haikus the most. So I was like, all right,
Sick.
I know I'm onto something with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the kind of game like I feel like a lot of us need too. Like, how can you explain this in basketball terms? So now I'm gonna approach it that way for real.
Yo,
Put my shots up.
Before we leave the creative writing tip, let me just go ahead and tell everybody my boy Roy Kinsey has a free show at the Chicago Poetry Foundation on the 6th, June 6th.
Oh, yeah.
It's free. Okay. Pull up. Just shouting it out.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Because, yeah, I could definitely see your pen, bro.
Yeah. Your
pen is definitely nice, for real. You have a very wide vocabulary, words you use to describe things, yo, and I love it, for real.
Thank you.
It reminds me of some, like, Lupe type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like my writing process, I don't like I said, I come from making music and making beats, and I just fell into rap to do it. So I never learned from other people how to rap and stuff like that. So when I was first writing lyrics, I literally, even still to this day, I just write it out like I'm writing an essay. Like I don't write in a term of bars and stuff like that. Yeah. So the things that I write, it usually comes off in like almost like a novel, you know? Yeah. And like people like say it's very like explanatory and things like that. It's not heavy on punchlines or this and that. It's just, I like to explain imagery. I like to convey feeling, and this is all stuff that you get from just regular creative writing and stuff. So yeah, a lot of people do always bring it up. They're like, yeah, bro, it's like the way you be explaining stuff, it's like, yeah, because I don't think about bars when I write. I just think about writing. Because
I feel like that's getting lost in hip hop for real. Like, not even that I want somebody to bar me down. It's just that I want somebody to paint a picture that I could see. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to be ramming hella punchlines, but as long as you could paint that picture, and I feel like niggas do not be doing that like they used to for real.
Sometimes getting barred down is super exhausting to listen to. For real. Yeah. It's like, God damn, all right. You know what I'm saying?
And don't get me wrong. Like, I'll come with the bars.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, but it's just like, that's not what I'm thinking about. Yeah, like, if some bars and stuff happen, it's like, it's just coming naturally. Yeah, but other than that, I'm just like, what are my thoughts? What is my feeling? What am I trying to convey in things right now? And I'll just try to make it sound as cool as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, like, one of my biggest musical influences, my favorite personal rapper of all time is Ghostface. So I love Ghostface.
I know that's fucking.
That's literally inspiration right
Supreme
there.
Clientele top 3.
Honestly, that's my favorite album of all time. Supreme Clientele is my favorite album of all time. My second favorite album of all time is Rock Marciano's Reloaded.
Oh my God.
And it's almost for like the same exact thing where it's like the imagery that they paint in both of those albums is like, you feel like you're in the situation with them. Like, you see every bar what they're rapping and shit. You know, it's like when Ghostface is like describing like, at the gate, you know, like doing a drug deal hand in hand, you see the hand in hand happening like as he's rapping and stuff. And so I've always taken those images into like effect, like when I'm trying to put together what I'm doing.
I feel like both of those guys, and I could definitely see it with you 100% too, is like very like silky imagery. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like you're painting movie trailers, because it's like you could paint a movie, but it's like movies are long and drawn out, so it's like you can be in one scene, this and that, but it's like the trailer gives you the whole story like condensed, where you like popping from scene to scene, but you still see the story progressing.
Yeah, you watched that Wu-Tang show that was on Hulu?
Yeah.
You said, remember that one episode where they were doing the movie?
Yeah.
They're like, that's what it reminded me of, like what you said for real. Like that makes sense for real. Yeah, G, cause I'm really surprised to learn that you was a producer first. I'm listening to them, I'm like, this guy rap for real.
That's the one thing people are like always, they talk to me like, oh yeah, you making beats and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I used to make literally all my beats. Like if you listen to my album Blase, like I produced 70% of that album. Like the title track, the outro, like I literally did so much. And that was a cool process making that album, because I had started off as one project, like most of my projects do, and then it slowly evolved into what we had ended up getting. And even like the whole name of this album, Blase, was because I was getting fed up, I was getting tired, and I started not to care anymore about the music. And I was like, I just feel like blase blah about it. But it was like, damn, all right, how do I take this emotion that I'm feeling to flip it into the project? And that's how I got it.
Why do you think you stopped caring about it?
It was just a lot of things. Like I was working, like originally that album was supposed to be called the Purple Lapel LP. It was supposed to be like a real cool project that I was gonna do with my two homies out in Portland. One of the dudes, Nick, that I still, my homie, and then he was working with this dude, Ari. Him and Ari fell out. So it's like they stopped making beats together. So it's like, all right, I got like half a project finished with y'all. I was like, all right, I was just going to, get my rapping shit off, because I was trying to move out of the lane of being known as the producer. But I was like, the music that I make is dope. People like the music I make. It's fire. And so I just started whipping up beats. I ended up finding this. What was it? What's the dude's name? Giles Peterson. He used to do like samplers of like different shit, and he had like a Brazilian sampler, and I ended up finding this sample, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And so I made the title track Blase, and I was like, you know what? Cool. This is gonna be the mood. And then I started building off every song after that. And so whatever the next mood that I needed that didn't fit with that fit with the project, but I didn't have, like combined from like the Purple Lapel project, I just started building a track off of each one of that. So it was like, they had like 7 tracks. I'm like, cool. I built the other ones and ended up getting like 20 tracks out of it.
What a great way to flip what could be looked at as like a negative emotion or a negative or like pessimistic take on things. What a great way to flip that energy into something, you know, that's like, I don't know if palatable is the right word, but
I feel
y'all know what I mean.
I feel like it would be easy, especially with the fallout with producers. It'd be real easy to just like let that define you and just give up. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you're like so locked in with like, you know, certain artists.
And it's like you can't help what other people are dealing with for themselves and things like that. Yeah. But it was one of those things where I just always have to remember, it's like, bro, I got this ability. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, just do this shit. You know? Yeah. And that's one thing I always try to like remind myself is like, you have the ability, like do it. Even like on the Blase project, like I mixed 90% of that album, you know. I recorded most of it myself. I was just, hey bro, like you got the ability, do it. Yeah. Do it.
For real. Well, I don't be caring about is like all the social media shit and like all of the plays, checking my plays and shit. I don't even do that shit no more. Like I be having to remind myself why, like you said, what art is for real and like what I'm trying to do for real. Like, do you get caught? Do you ever think, do you watch your plays and just be, and like, is that something that bothers you or like takes you away from like making music? Because earlier you had said that you felt like your ability was too good. You weren't getting the recognition you wanted for real.
Yeah, so with the whole counting plays and that, I was for a bit because you want to see what you're doing, get in that push. Yeah. And for like a while, like I had popped into some playlists and stuff, and so like my players were going up, and like I was excited to check and be like, oh yeah, like look at this, it's like 1,000 more today, and this and that. But eventually, that started dying down, and then also, I was going through something differently artistically. And like with these singles that I've been doing, like I've been dropping a bunch of singles. I do like a single a month. But the thing that I've been raised on has always been albums. And the one thing that I've been trying to do, you know, with these singles was gain the listens and gain the popularity and building the catalog, you know. But at the same time, I wasn't getting across a compelling story, you know. The way I was talking to my manager, I was like, each one of these singles has been a chapter, but they're all disjointed chapters and things. And what I need to do is deliver the book. I have to deliver people a complete piece of work in order for them to be able to fully engage and dive deep and learn and feel something, because you can get something. You could get a little bit from a chapter, but you're going to get so much more from like the full book, you know, at the end of the day.
Really? Yeah, that's what I'll be looking for when I'm looking for artists and shit. Like, I want to, like you said, I want to feel, so I want you to make me feel a way. And sometimes you can't do that over a single. And I feel like that should be getting lost these days. Motherfuckers just be putting out singles just to put singles. But like, that's not what I resonate with the most. Like, I think about the artists that I fuck with the most, and that's not even, they worried about the book. They worried about the product. They don't worry about all of the other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas that I fuck with the most. Like I was thinking back, like Currency, like you said, Rock Marciano, like Nipsey back in, like my favorite artists, like they had just put they shit out on Bandcamp. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you fan it, you fan it for real. But as an artist, you got to understand that is everybody not gonna take that time to dig deep for you. And it's like what you rather have. You rather have a fan that really fuck with your music, or a fan that just want you to drop singles, just keep them stimulated quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. And that was the one thing I had to really like change my mindset about, because you know, falling back into like the old pattern. Like one thing I've been trying to do is break all of my old bad habits, you know. I've been on this self journey of just trying to be a better person and trying to get better each and every day, not necessarily for anything, but other than the sake of being better for me, because that's who I want to be. And so to me, it was like me trying to chase plays and like figure out like, oh, you know, well, this is like the formula. This is what other people do, this, and that. It was like, at the end of the day, I've never done what other people did. I'm not like everybody else. I don't act like everybody else. I fucking come through and do my own thing. I fucking get my hair pressed. I goddamn it put on all type of clothes and shit like that. It's like I'm not like everybody else. So it's like, why am I trying to do the same thing that everybody else is doing? I need to do what I know I do best, and that's honestly craft these stories. So even like right now, I'm working on an album again, and I've had a bunch of different songs, but it was like, what is the story that I really want to tell? And it's all about right now me expressing the moods that I've been going through over like the past 5 years, you know, because there was a lot of shit that was going on in my life, and a lot of different elements of pain, love, loss, me at my wit's end, me doing bad things, me trying to get redemption and stuff like that, and just honestly find myself. And it was like, why am I trying to create a story when like my life is the story?
I tell Bailey that shit all the time. I tell Bailey like, your story is validated just as much as everybody else's story is. Like my story just as good as everybody else's story. Niggas be trying to tell other niggas stories.
Ain't that the truth?
And that was the one thing too, like when I was making music and stuff like that, so many of the bars that people liked, they're like, yeah, bro, like this bar hard. I'm like, yeah, that's because I did that. Like that was my real life. Like that's why it sound cool, because it really happened.
Yeah, you can hear it. I ain't never thought about that shit, but then you can't hear it, because that's what people say about me. Like that one bar was hard. I'm like, yeah, that's my real shit.
That's because I lived that
There's
shit.
nothing harder than a genuine bar. Like, okay, you really did that.
I really said it with my chest. Yeah, period.
Hell yeah.
I love that, man. One thing before we go into everything else, where did you get the inspiration for Hendrix? Because listen, I haven't seen you since I was in my 20s. We won't talk about how old I am now. But you came through and you definitely was dripped out, bro. Like, are you pulling this like Jimi Hendrix? Are you pulling it out of you? Like, are you embracing your inner Jimi Hendrix? Or like, where did that title come from? I saw you pushing some, classic vids of Jimi Hendrix too for the song.
Yeah, so the whole title of Hendrix, I was really just taking a line from the song to figure it out. So it's like forehead slit, drenched, covered like Hendrix. One of the myths about Jimi Hendrix was like he used to like put the acid in his headband and like trip out and things like that. So it's like when I had first wrote that line, I don't even know like how it just came to me. It was just, sometimes things just pop in. It's like bam, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? Like I'm in like that flow of not necessarily like going crazy, but like, going crazy a little bit, like turned up. It's like, if you are in that sort of mode, like off the Hendrix, you're in a different space. As far as like the style and everything like that, I've always kind of had like some old school, like old soul 70s thing about me. Even like the whole like blase thing. Like one of like the music videos I had, it was like hella 70s inspired. And it was like one of the lines in there, it was like polished by the soul of the 70s, free love, black thought, peace, everything. And it's just like, I don't know, that shit just always in me. So, I rock flares.
I love that. I'm like just now like dipping my toes in the water on some 70s shit. Not every day, but
Plus, I'm from like the west side of Chicago and shit. I grew up around pimps and everything.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to the West Side. West Side get the money. Y'all know.
I was like, what's the sound effect? Better be some pimping shit, baby.
For real. Pimping Benson's pimping Ben.
What's some of your favorite bars you ever spit?
Oh, shit.
Like, give us 2 or 3.
Damn, 2 or 3?
That's
1.
Crazy.
Wow. Because I'm just trying to think. It's like there's a lot of different shit, man. Like,
Perry just wanted
I was.
Hold on. That's the realest shit you ever wrote, bro.
Wow, the realest shit I ever wrote. Instantly, I want to buy my mama precious things. Realest shit I ever wrote. Yeah, like I had a song on Blase. It was called Precious Things. That's probably the one song that everybody hear and they be like, bro, like this is like one of like the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Not like tooting my own horn or nothing like that, but it's just, it was hella raw. It was hella vulnerable, talking about things in my life, childhood, like not knowing my father, not knowing self really, and like growing up at like a young age and like a coming of man experience and what I really want out of life. And at the end of the song, it finished with me says, I want to buy my mama precious things. And so that's honestly the realest bar I've ever wrote. You know? Unfortunately, I have another bar now. It was like, you know, watch my mom pass. So that goal I never finished. And that's, you know, probably the second realest because, you know, she ended up leaving this earth soon. And it was just, I was not in a position that I wanted to be in. And honestly, that's one of like the things that really pushes me and makes me do the things that I do now, was because it's like, I don't want to leave life with goals unfinished. I don't want to do things without a purpose. You know, I have all of these ambitions and things that I want to accomplish. And it's like, they're not going to stay as ambitions. They're going to be things that I've checked off, and they're going to be things that I've lived, and I'm going to create more things for me to do. So,
not to be like presumptive or anything, but you know, judging by like, you know, the things you've said so far and like talking about style and where you're from, seems like you grew up not being like, you know, the typical black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was it? Was it a struggle growing up on the west side of Chicago, like being you? Was it a struggle to like be who you are and grow as who you are confidently?
I would never say it was. I wouldn't call it a struggle because I always knew I was different.
Yeah,
you know, and I knew I would never get along always with everybody. You know, I knew I wasn't like everybody else. So even like me, like I grew up on the west side. I remember being outside and playing with kids and stuff. And like, I remember at a young age, my mom made me a shirt and it said Junior Einstein on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And it had like the equals MC square like formula. And it's like, you know, little kids on the west side like, oh, what's that? Like, bro, what that mean? I'm like, that's E equals MC square. Like, bro, you know what that mean? I'm like, I'm just reading, dog. I'm like, sure. I definitely know the theory of relativity. You got it. Anyway,
I go crazy,
ask
bro.
about me.
Yeah. And so it was just like going through points and stuff like that. It was like, no matter what, because I knew that I wasn't like everybody else, I was never afraid to just be me. So it was like, I went to school on the west side, like in the hood and shit like that, my neighborhood school. Then I ended up going down to Skinner and shit by Whitney Young for the rest of elementary. And even there, like around all these smart kids and this and that, it's like I still didn't fit in. Like kids were like, oh, he's weird, he's this and that.
Yeah,
like,
you can't really win
I don't
for
even fit
real.
in with these guys. I'm like, yeah, okay. That means I'm not gonna fit in most places and shit. So I was never ever afraid to just be me. So even as I was growing up and like going through high school, I just always did my own thing. Have my own style and stuff. And then those who decided to fuck with me and gravitate with me, that's what they did. And so like I even like remember like in high school, like I played football and shit just to be social. I was like, I'm gonna go try out to play football. Never was athletic or anything like that. I was like, I just need to be social and shit. Like, I'm trying to go have fun. Like, around some bitches and shit. So. But my best friends ended up being like the star quarterback, the star running back, and this and that. And like we used to hang out and like go to parties and this and that. Yeah. I couldn't play football worth shit. I'm not coordinator. These are contact lenses behind me.
Yeah, that part.
I can't see. I don't know how to hog tap people.
Relatable, baby.
Yes.
Preaching to the choir.
Niggas with glasses for real, okay?
I'm trying to get LASIK right now. What you talking about?
Period. I know that's fucking right.
So even then, like, taking it to another level, like, I was locked up. I was incarcerated for some years and stuff like that. And like going through like Cook County and like going downstate and everything like that. Yeah. People always ask me, it's like, oh, how was that experience? This and that. Like, were people trying to fuck with you? Were people doing this and that? I was like, no. And it's like, what were you doing? I'm like, being me. Yeah. I was just always me, you know? Like, I chill. I do my own thing. People that decide to fuck with me, they'll fuck with me. And I'm just like, I'm never not going to be me. I can't be anything besides me, and I know who I am. So it's like I never really tried to fit in or like be accepted. I just always decided I was like, yo, I'm just gonna have to do my own thing. And it's like honestly, life works out better for me that way. I like to do my own thing.
Yeah. Wow. I be feeling like the more bigger struggle for me. It was never like a struggle trying to like fit in with motherfuckers that like, but it was a struggle for me to figure out how to express myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the biggest struggle that I felt as being like an alt black kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And like I totally agree with you, Perry. And like my whole thing was like I was so into being myself for sure. But I just like in the back of my head, I always just wanted respect from other niggas. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, please know that I love being black, bro. But I just like punk. Like you know what I mean?
Or these other things.
It doesn't mean I'm an Uncle Tom.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Please believe me.
Have you ever gone through any of those kind of feelings? I don't want to bring it that deep, but like I really think that's what Nate was talking about, like expressing yourself always, even if you can stand in those rooms confidently. And you're like, this is just me. Have you experienced it from the community where they probably try to press you? Like, have you forgotten who you are?
This is the one thing that like people always used to say and shit like that. It's like, oh man, like you like a white black kid.
There it is.
I was like,
ding, 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 ding. Where's the bell?
Like, what makes me a white black kid? And they're like, oh bro, like you talk this way and then you do whatever. I'm like, yeah, because I am educated and like I go to these different schools and it's like
I talk to like different people.
Exactly.
You know
like I talk to different people. So I hear other ways to talk. I have different experiences and stuff. Like I don't just go to school with the black kids. I go to school with Asian kids and with Indian kids and with Muslim kids, and we learn about different religions and we learn about different countries and stuff. So we have speakers from different walks of life, and so I've just learned from them, and I form my own opinions. I don't know, sir. Like I don't know what to tell you, but it's funny now because as like an adult, the people that express that to me now are white people, and nobody black ever says like, "Oh, you're the white black kid." It's just like, "Man, you're a cool ass nigga."
The way things
crazy, bro.
It's like, oh yeah, like now y'all get it.
What a fucking switch.
Yeah, it's like now you get it.
Yeah, I used to try to like validate my blackness through my raps for real. And be rapping about shit that I don't do.
Because the hoes gonna love it.
But you just gotta find yourself as an artist, just like what you was saying. Like find your voice as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Don't you say the hardest hitting bars be my real shit.
Hell yeah. The one thing like I always tell people, and what I always like preach as like a philosophy is like, don't define yourself. Just be yourself, you know? Like I feel like so many people subscribe to definitions and they feel like they have to now define themselves by something, where it's like, no, don't just be that. Like just be you, because you can be multifaceted. You can be so many different things. And it's like as soon as you decide to put that label on yourself, you're gonna only try to act in that certain mode. And it's like, be free forming, be elastic, be expandable, be reachable, be teachable, be a beacon. Also be like just yourself and grounded and solid in just who you are, even if you was like a million different people.
Be teachable is that's the most important thing. I feel like,
honestly,
be reachable, be teachable is some strong ass shit, bro. I hope y'all are listening, like, because you're really like saying some ism ass shit on here.
Because there's nothing
reachable, teachable.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a hard-headed, elitist, gatekeeping like dickhead, bro, that nobody can talk to. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing worse than somebody like you can't be wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
when earlier today, our boy, shout out J.A. Grams, he was like, y'all got a guest on? We were like, yeah, Cody DeCamry. He was like, oh, I played a show with him a long time ago at Archie's.
We did. Yeah. And he gave me acid afterwards. And it was on Halloween. And I remember I was walking down trip. Fucking, what street is Green Dolphin on? Anyway,
not Ashland. Green Dolphin.
I know, some old shit. Yeah.
What is Green Dolphin?
You don't want to know.
Old school club. Yeah, old Chicago shit.
I was definitely there.
Yeah.
The Green Dolphin is a crazy name for a bar.
Holy shit.
I was right there on Ashland and Webster.
Yeah, that is where it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Halloween show, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, like you killed it." I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "This is nice and all, but like I was really trying to do some drugs." And he was like, "Oh, where?" I was like, "Yeah, man, my acid got fell through." He's like, "I happen to have some acid upstairs." I was like, "Well, let's go partake."
That's so real.
That sounds like Jamal for sure.
Yeah, gave me a tab, and then I was like, "All right, I'm going about my way." And I was going to a party and shit. Tripping off acid now, like walking down the street, see somebody with a spike in their head, and I lose my shit. Oh my God, no, how the hell? And I was like, no, wait, it's Halloween. Completely forgot.
Best time to take acid.
Yeah. They just like would get like random surprises throughout the whole night. Like, oh my God, no. It's Halloween. I'm on acid. I forgot.
I've never done acid, but that's what everyone tells me is like, yo, you just got to remember. You got to remind yourself that you're on a drug.
Remember, like I'm on acid.
Yeah. This is not real.
I had a trip like that the other day. My uncle gives me some mushroom tabs. They're like pressed up like little aspirins. And so I'm like sitting at the crib, I'm writing and stuff. I take one of the tabs, and then I started like going about my day. Went to the grocery store, forgot that I had did the acid and stuff. Come back. And like all of a sudden, I'm just like playing the music. I'm just like, yeah, I'm so hyped. I'm like, this shit is good as hell. I'm like, I'm writing, I'm rapping and stuff. I leave the crib. I'm like, go outside, like headphones on, like just like, oh, I'm just so inspired. This, and that. My girlfriend called me. She was like, yo, where you at? I'm like, oh shit, I'm over here on some train tracks, like rapping and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna come home. Come
real
back
8
home.
Mile shit.
Yeah, literally, come back home. I'm talking to my homie. I sit down at my desk. I see these tabs there. I'm like, that's what happened. Completely forgot. I'm like, yeah, I did mushroom.
That's how
That's why I was like this.
Yeah, I'll be at my computer. I'll be drinking wine. I have a big bottle of wine from Target. I'll be hitting that shit. About 2 in the morning, I'll be like, damn, this shit going crazy. I'm like, damn, I just made a hit. I pass out. I wake up in the morning. I listen to that shit, and I'm like, what up, dude? Then I look and I see the wine bottle. I was like, yeah.
Got it. Franzia.
Never the
Slap the bag. Slap the
I
bag.
was slapping that bag.
Oh my gosh.
Do you like performing or do you like rap recording more?
It depends. Like, I like to perform just because I like that feeling of like receiving the gratitude and stuff like that. You know, when I used to do shows, I would just black out and just, yo, I'm not trying to do whatever. Like, I'm just trying to like put on like the most dope performance that I could, but like I would never truly like focus on the crowd. And then I remember like one day, like this dude was like, I was like watching you in the crowd, bro. It was like you was like so engaged with me, this and that. Like you was rapping straight to me. I'm like, bro, I don't even remember. I just be blacking out. And so after that, I started to like consciously make sure I paid attention to who was doing what in the crowd, and it just helped me receive like that extra bit of gratitude. Like I said, like back to like my definition of art, where it was like I was seeing the emotion in that I was giving you. I didn't have to guess about what the emotion was. It's like I'm literally watching you react to me. Yeah,
G. I remember I was performing. Bailey, you was there. I was for it was a minute ago. Anyway, I'm performing, and for the first time, I was like, I put y'all hands up. And everybody's hands went up, and I was like, oh shit. They did it.
Yes. I have the power. It's all mine.
And then after that, I was like, yeah, I got to start focusing on the crowd, like trying to make my shit interactive with the crowd for real. Because they ain't fuck around and do it. Yeah. Like a motherfucker, they're trying to have a good time for real.
Yeah. The one thing where it's like the stage dynamic at now. Whereas people have been like, yo, like, let me know you want to perform. Let me know you want to do this and that. Like, I might do one show coming up soon just to kind of get my feet wet again. But I want to create like a fully engrossed experience with this next album.
Love it.
So the album that I'm working on right now is called Left Hand, Right Hand. The left hand hides to keep the right hand safe. And it's basically about the theme of like duality and stuff, because going back to what I said about me being who I am, it's like I'm a lot of different things. I'm not just in one area or another, or like in this box and never crossing this line. It's like there's so many different sides to me, and it's like I have, you know, several different ways to express myself. And the one thing like I do like notice about me is like I'm a 0 or 100 guy. Like I'm never within the middle. It's like I'm either this emotion or I'm that emotion, and it's like I'm always going between extremes and stuff. And so this album is one half of the extreme, and then I'm going to do an album afterwards. But the whole mood and things with this is very, I wouldn't even say very dark, but it's very like sullen. It's moody. Like you listen to the music and stuff like that, and you're just like, I feel the uneasiness with what's going on without necessarily like going just completely like dark, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
just like the things like the way like I describe when I talk to producers and stuff, and they're like, yo, what type of beats should I sing? I was like, send me some canvases for me to paint on. It's like, don't put too much paint and things in the background already where I can't like get off my own strokes. But like make sure you send me a canvas for me to like go in and do my thing and stuff with. So yeah, like the canvases like I was painting on for this album, they're very, very moody, and like each song goes through a different mood. And then the last song is actually a track I got with Mick Jenkins. It transitions
shout out Mick Jenkins.
into the next project, which is going to be called Happy and Healthy. So yeah, 2 albums on the way.
Okay.
Damn,
Dope.
that's sick,
That's
man.
fucking ill.
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay. I definitely was about to be like Gemini with all that
People be
moody
saying
shit,
that, yeah.
bro.
I
I was like, damn, you really speaking my language right now. I was like, I promise you I put money on it that your birthday is coming up or it just passed.
People, when I tell people I'm a Capricorn, they be like, how? And I was like, I don't know, dog. I like money. I'm business minded. Don't worry about it.
Facts, yeah.
I like money. Quote. In quotes. Relatable.
Yeah,
I got a song called "Spending Money to Cheer Up." I'm definitely a
Oh my God.
Okay. Ain't that the fucking
I'm a
truth?
Taurus, big dog. I'm already right there with you.
Exactly. Earth Gang.
So, what's one long term goal you have with your rap career?
I want to make one of the best pieces of music ever. You know, like I listen to a bunch of different shit, and there's so many different artists that I like that are in different genres where I would like to combine and like put crazy combinations together. Where it's like, I want to do a track with like Drake and Rock Marciano, like produced by fucking Kronkman.
Okay.
Like I want to do shit like that. Like I literally like want to like create.
Please do that.
Just like some of the dopest shit possible. Where it's like, yo, how did you even like think to put this together? I'm like, this is the stuff that I like. You know, like I want to just make more music that I like, and just continue to be dope with that. Also, just like be able to put myself in a position to just do more dope shit. You know, I feel like everything else will come as long as I just continue to be dope.
Yo.
Yeah.
Real. Love that, man. Love that.
Hell, yo. Well, shit, before we get up out of here, let's have a little sports minute real quick.
All right, yeah. Shout out Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So to start off, before too many opinions, who do you got? Who hurt your feelings before we get everyone else's opinions?
Okay.
In the NBA.
Yeah, who's your jam? Who are you rooting for? Even if they've gone,
I don't know. Like,
or are you on the
with this
even keel
current
with all of it?
with this current series and stuff like Mavericks versus Celtics, I just don't trust the Celtics at all. Unfortunately, it's like
Music to my ear.
they haven't been tested at all these playoffs, and it's like in the past when they have been tested, they did not pass. So it's tough for me to like believe in you or even like trust the things that you're doing, because it's like honestly they should have swept every single series, and it's like the loss that they have is like, what are you doing? Like, why are you guys tweaking all of a sudden?
They almost like lost to Miami.
The one thing that I will say though is, to me, Dallas doesn't have the right matchups for what Boston has right now.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
the one thing.
That is the scary part. Like,
yeah,
I can be like, sorry to cut you off, but I can be like Dallas Mavericks bitch all day, but like this is still the Boston.
It's like, who are you gonna match up with?
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying? They're the best team in the league for a reason.
They gonna have to watch that Derek White, and they gonna have to watch that Al Horford.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like
them the two niggas. Cause like they could double Tatum, they could double Brown, but they gonna kick it to one of them niggas for real.
Al Horford is the oldest nigga name that I've ever heard in my entire life.
I mean, he an old nigga. He is an old nigga in the league.
I just like, what is Al short for?
Albert or Alfred?
Yeah, Allen.
I think it's Alfred.
Wow.
Alfarino is crazy. Alfonso.
I have to look it up.
Alfredo.
Yeah, he's Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fucking dead. Sorry,
Alfred.
continue. I was just like, that's an old nigga ass name, bro.
I love how struck
That's
a chord
like
with
George
you.
Jefferson to me, bro.
That nigga is old. That nigga old.
Wherever he lays his hat is his home type nigga.
That nigga is very old. Very old for the NBA. He right behind LeBron.
How old is he? How old is LeBron? 40 something.
LeBron's 40, so Al Horford got to be 37, 38.
Yeah.
He got to be.
Maybe.
Yeah, we gotta stop using those.
I'm about to look.
Stop using those numbers. Slurring those numbers. Bro.
I don't know. I'm an old guy myself. I can't
too.
even talk too
Same.
much
Yeah,
shit. I be like looking. I be like, damn.
Yeah, I'm Unc for real.
He 37.
Yeah.
Bet.
You not in the NBA, nigga. You not a nigga in the NBA. Niggas in the NBA 22 years old.
Yeah,
Bro.
true.
Yeah. Like on age and shit. Like I be seeing like kids walking down the street and like they got like nice physiques and shit. I'm like, I hate you young
Yeah.
niggas. Got all this body fat. I hate it. I be in the gym every day. What the fuck?
Grown nigga shit, and I can't get it off me.
Exactly. Your ass out here eating motherfucking honey buns and motherfucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah, for
got a strict
breakfast,
diet.
lunch, and dinner.
I'm upset.
Yo.
Shooting threes from the logo.
Hate them.
LA Fitness.
Hate the youth.
But I seen what the script writers getting into. I saw it a mile away for real.
Yeah.
I already seen what they trying to do is Kyrie's revenge.
It might be, honestly.
You hear
I
how he
think
did
it's
his
gonna be
voice?
Kyrie's revenge.
And it's like, think about like who they're trying to set up for the face of the league or who they've been trying to set up. It was Luka.
It's Luka.
And it's like you finally got like some help and shit with it. So it's like, hey, maybe this will be their year that they, pull it off. Celtics to me are the better team. Mavericks to me don't match up well against them, but you've got, it's going to be a star matchup. I just hope it's a good series. Go at least 6 or 7.
Look, let me give you the backstory. Let me give y'all the backstory in case y'all at home forgot about this shit. Do y'all remember when Kyrie was on the Boston Celtics and he told the city of Boston that he would never leave the Boston Celtics?
Oh, yeah.
And then left the first chance this nigga got. And then preceding that, after we came back from the pandemic in 2021, the Nets was playing the Celtics in the playoffs. And remember, the Nets won, and Kyrie went to the middle and stomped out the leprechaun face.
Lucky, that's his name.
And
they
threw that popcorn at him.
Yeah.
These fucking antics.
And then remember when Kyrie went back there and he had to sage
I'm about to
the
say he
arena.
was saging the arena. Had to get the demons
He had to
out.
sage the arena. I bet you he gonna do it again. I know he gonna do it.
Kyrie
Game
was off the
one.
ayahuasca.
Game one, I promise you, Kyrie saged that TD Garden for real.
Rengekyo.
And then
Stop.
And then but it could be Kristaps' revenge too.
Is V gonna play?
I think he played. Kristaps playing. Because I told Nate because Nate is from Dallas. He a hardcore Dallas Mavericks fan. I told him 3-4 years ago. I was like, yo, y'all got to get from behind Kristaps Porzingis. He wearing y'all down, bro.
He one of those players where it's like, what's really going on behind the scenes? Like, why did you keep failing and stuff like that? Because I don't know. Sometimes it's like these players are just like, why can't you stay healthy? Like, you got to have like some type of like autoimmune disease or something like that's undiagnosed, because it's like, how do it keep happening? Like, it don't make sense. Like,
how do you get all this? I mean,
you need to go get your genetics tested.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. Yeah. How do you get all this way and just like you're just prone to like the same little ass injuries
all the time? It's Eloy Jimenez.
Remember when Zach LaVine had what do you have?
I don't know. He got some
foot soreness.
I don't know what this nigga had.
Hell no, nigga played ball.
I don't know what this nigga had. All I know about Zach LaVine is I don't want to see him.
Soreness. All them niggas experience foot soreness.
All I know is I do not want to see him suit up in a Chicago Bulls uniform again.
The Bulls just make me sad.
Listen, we talk about this every week with Perry too.
It's just walking depression.
Bum ass Bulls. Yeah.
It's honestly, it's like we made the worst hire for team president in the world, because it was like, all right, you get this dude that's from Denver, and it's like, yeah, like you think, cool, we're gonna follow the path that Denver did and like start drafting good players and, you know, develop these guys, this and that. And like the first thing he does is like, I'm gonna just trade these first round picks constantly. And it's like, what? Yeah. Like, you've been the team president going on 5 years now.
For Vucevic.
We selected in the first round twice, and we still owe the Spurs a first round pick for DeMar DeRozan, who is now a free agent. It's like, think about the logic. Like, how do you ever prepare for the future if you're mortgaging the future at every single turn?
The Bulls' back office goal is to be mid every year, just mid enough that they sell all the tickets, but don't have to pay no players. We the only team that ain't used our like luxury shit.
Yeah,
we the only team that ain't made a move at the trade deadline in 2 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
God damn.
We're terrible.
DeRozan's a free agent right now?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Exactly.
I think he wants to stay in Chicago.
He said he wanted to stay, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the. I think the Bulls.
Everybody.
I think the Bulls
get bad. Get bad, and then you'll get good. Think about it this way.
You gotta hit rock bottom.
We been bad though.
Go
we just
for it. Go for it in 76.
We were bad the wrong way though. Look at this is the way I have to say it. Like, look at Orlando and look at OKC. We were literally all in the same place at the same time. OKC got rid of everybody and just continued to amass picks. Why? Because the NBA is a superstar-driven league. So if you don't have a superstar, you need to do whatever it takes to get a young superstar and build around them. So they kept trading in lottery tickets. They hitched with Shea. It's like, cool. Appreciate that. Still got more picks. Now I could draft Holmgren behind it. And what do you know? These people are advancing the playoffs in the same amount of time that you traded away these picks for agent-ass Vucevic, who was fucking... When I first saw that move, it was like, yeah, I'm excited. These dudes is doing something. Then I took a step back. I'm like, this nigga not good, though. I'm like, why we traded 2 firsts for this dude? I'm like,
he was
bro,
an all-star, though.
When I was so excited when we finally got rid of Garpax, I was like, cool, yes, we're going to do the smart thing and blow it up. And then didn't happen. And then I remember, like, me and my homie used to be sitting. He was like, yeah, bro, it's like, the team going to be good. I'm like, honestly, we need to trade everybody and blow it up. And it's been like 3 years later, and he's like, yeah, bro, we should have blew it up. I'm like, yeah.
The only niggas, remember I said this when they lost against the only niggas that need to stay on this team is Kobe White and Alex Caruso.
Yeah. Even Caruso can go too, though. Like, even last year, they were talking about teams would have gave up 2 first-round picks for Caruso. And it was like, why didn't you trade him? We were going nowhere. Yeah. Even if you made it to the playoffs, you're going to get swept because we are not good. Like, if you think about it, it's like everybody that you would go against, their best player on the team, on their team is better than your best player.
We just need if Kobe's, they putting their faith in Kobe. I mean, that's the only thing we got to put our faith in. Is in Kobe White.
Yeah, but you still need to find a real superstar. Kobe White is a good player. I fuck with Kobe White. But it's a superstar-driven league. You're not going to win anything in the NBA without a superstar. Look at the 2 teams that's left. You got the Mavericks with 2 superstars, and you got the Celtics. Whoa, hit that one more time. Howdy, folks. That's what you got. It's superstar driven. Like, unless you have superstars, like, you're not gonna win the NBA. So it's like, cool. What are you even trying to be competitive for? Wait till you get a superstar.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Good luck to the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Cody, you got anything coming up, man?
Yeah, like I said,
New singles? You said every month, right?
Yeah. But honestly, it's like I'm taking a little bit of time because I really want to focus on this album. So I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna get this album recorded like by the middle of June. It's literally I got 3 songs to finish writing, and then just like hitting the studio and perfecting it after that.
Yeah.
I want to have it out by September, so that way I can come back with the second half, the Happy and Healthy, a little bit after that. But I do have some singles sitting in the vault, so I might drop 1 or 2 until then. But the main focus right now is working on the Left Hand, Right Hand album.
Dope.
You know, I'm really in a flow state with that right now. Shit is fire. I'm not gonna lie. Some of like my best bars and like the story is good. It's a good ass story.
Hell yeah, super excited to hear it, man.
Yeah, I
Thank
can't
you
wait to
again
hear it.
so much, dude, for coming. Like, I haven't seen you since I was in my fucking 20s.
know,
It's
right?
a great resurgence. I love hearing the story, all of this. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Make sure y'all check out his music, Cody DeCamry. I don't know if you want to spell your socials. Or
Yeah, it's Cody DeCamry everywhere. CODYDECAMRY. Yeah, I'm on all the shits, so holler at me. If you do like any music, reach out. I love talking to people. I like to collab. I like to just, be social. I'm a regular guy. I just dress real cool.
Hell yeah, I know that's fucking right. Mr. Put That Shit On. Let's go. Episode 251. It's a Face Value Podcast. Happy birthday, Nora. We love you.